of views being expressed on that issue.
Absolutely. Yes, Ambassador Wadhwa. Let me also get in Professor Swarn Singh here. Yes, sir, please go ahead.
Thank you. I think the first important thing to underline is the unique tradition of G20 summit meetings, where the Triaka, which is the preceding year's president, the current year's president, and next year's president country, work in a very close cooperation. So India has been deeply involved for the last 1 year, since last December 1st, as to how this consensus on various issues have to be evolved. Second, I think given the fact that the largest and second largest economies on the planet are at loggerheads, I'm talking of China and United States, and their bilateral, even economic relationship has suffered, presents India as the fifth largest economy, but among G20, the fastest growing economy. So it brings a certain aura to what India has to contribute and say. And as you mentioned, the third important thing is the fact that, all leaders are meeting face to face, and in such multilateral forums, it is very often what happens in informal meetings, bilaterals on the sides of the multilateral, that often contributes much more in terms of understanding of leaders. And very quickly, I think the interesting point that there are four summit meetings going on simultaneously in Asia. Climate Change Summit in Egypt. We recently had East Asian Summit in Cambodia. Right now we are having the G20 followed by the APEC Summit. So these leaders, at least many of them, are going to be repeatedly meeting each other and discussing more or less similar issues. And that should help them to build larger kind of mutual understanding with each other and potentially producing some useful results. And I think in that sense, it creates a certain positive spin-off. And I think the meeting that was held between US and Chinese president face-to-face, I'm told about 3 hours long meeting, has also brought out some positive trends. I think in that sense, it's a good change from too much focus on. It's not a good thing that President Putin is not here, but in some sense, at least the host countries are not too much perturbed about Ukraine crisis hijacking the agenda. I think G20 must focus on issues that are important to G20, and in that sense, India would now stand up and have a major contribution to make, both in terms of highlighting its own example as how it is growing as fastest economy, and also how it can give this direction to what I call world's most powerful forum of 19 nations plus European Union, which are the most powerful economies. 80% of global GDP, 75% of global trade, 2/3 of global population, 6 of 9 nuclear weapon powers, 15 of the top defense spenders are here. This is the most important forum that India could be now chairing for next 1 year. And given the fact that India itself has become an example of fastest growing economy, brings a certain weightage to what India has to say.
So the gravitas
is already out.
Yes. So the Professor Singh, your closing remarks, please.
I think on climate change, again, India has an important voice. In 2018, Prime Minister, along with France, had launched International Solar Alliance, which now has more than 100 partner countries in it. Last year in Glasgow, again, Prime Minister launched another mission called LIFE, which is Lifestyle for Environment. So India's both vision and voice are, I think, showcasing a certain acceptability and certain aura around it. And in that sense, it's a very opportune time, as Prime Minister has said, that India would now be for next year holding the presidency of G20 at a very crucial time when there are so many crises going on simultaneously: food, fertilizer, fuel, finance, and the Ukraine crisis constantly still troubling all of us. And I think it's an important time, and it will be an opportunity for India to both showcase its own strength, but also provide a certain direction to resolving some of these perennial global issues.
Yes.